This is Tom Dillon, the Lifetime Liberal, and today is Saturday, April 23rd, 2023. The title of this rant is, Hey Democrats, you must run against the Republicans' total infatuation with Putin. So the election of 2022 is coming up. I know a lot of things that are going on that are very, very important, but people are making their decisions now about how they're going to vote in November. And the Democrats must pick up the pace. They must define the Republicans for who they are. And it doesn't matter that they know that they're right. It doesn't matter that there's going to be indictments or any of that other stuff coming down the line. They need to define the Republicans now to get the vote, and especially to get out their vote, because Democrats don't vote in numbers in the off-year elections. So the first thing I want to say is I'm tired of the mainstream media basically indicating that it's all over for the Democrats in 2022. They're going to lose the House and they might lose the Senate. No, that's not the case at all. But Democrats have to fight. Now remember, all politics is local. And even though we had 63 House members vote against support of NATO in the war against Putin, they're probably in safe seats. We also had 6 Republicans in the House vote against, the United States being an active participant in, let's just say, preserving war crimes, let's just even call it now genocide, against the Ukrainians by Russia. So you got to bring it out. You got to put it out. You got to put it out there against them all the time. Now, there's a lot of stuff that can be done with all of this because GOPs, the people in the GOP, espouse these views. They espouse these views of being against NATO, being against preserving war crimes, etc. So it's not just those 63. Remember, all elections are aspirational. Do you want to vote for someone who is against, by their word, by their actions, by their speeches, etc., against the preserving of data and for war crimes and genocide against Russia? Are you against supporting NATO in our help to secure the freedom of the Ukrainian people? So they have to go after them. They have to go after the Republicans as with their infatuation with Putin now, not in the summer, not in the fall, now. And they can bring up a couple big things. We know that Putin is very big, as he's anti-LGBTQ. And of course, put down his statements side by side against these Republican people's statements, because the Republicans right now, as one of their top 3 things, is making homophobia a total big aspect of the 2022 election. Let's all remember, Putin was elected. And then he consolidated his power to become a dictator because he wants to be, I think he was elected in 98. He wants to be a president until 2036. That's 38 years in power. And of course, again, side by side by what Putin did and the statements by the Republicans, against for the January 6th insurrection. And they're advocating for the overthrowing of elections, etc. We can do that so easily. And then let's just put it this way. We know this because we've seen the tapes of Putin all over the place, and he's proving it day in and day out. They're even putting it on some of the right-wing stations about how much he lies. But he lies about things that are easily disproven. And that's the same thing with the Republicans. Put his statements, his lies, side by side against the Republican statements and their lies, and just saying, this is how we become a fascist nation. This is how we become a dictatorship. This is how democratic, fair elections are overthrown. And we can do this easily, again, because we have the tapes on them saying these things. And the Democrats must rile their base. They must define the GOP. They must define the GOP first. Before they get defined. They need to be at it now, aggressive, hard, and relentless, or they will define us. The elections are going to be determined in the next 2 or 3 months, not in the 2 or 3 months before November. They have to go after them, and they have to go after them hard now.